Hey y'all, just got done with today's workout. And luckily for y'all, I get to keep my shirt on today. Don't have any classes to coach or any clients today, so if my shirt gets disgusting, doesn't quite matter for me. So pretty nice being able to wear a shirt on camera. Anyway, today's workout is we got 7 2-minute rounds. We have 3 push presses at 65% of a max, 6 burpee box jumps. This should be a low box. And then with the remaining time in your 2 minutes, you're just gonna do as many step-ups as you can. So I was getting the first 2 things done in about 40 seconds, leaving me about 1 minute and 20 seconds just to do step-ups. And there's no rest built in here. So right when that 2-minute round is up, you immediately go back to the push press and get those started. So 65% is pretty heavy. Sets of 3 at 65% are very, very doable. But with kind of the amount of out of breath you are, 65% is kind of that weight where we're holding our breath during the reps. Almost everything else in WODs, when we're weightlifting in WODs, it's light enough where we can breathe and stay braced as long as we're trying to do that. And today is more of the hold your breath in the middle of the rep. So the anaerobic nature of that leaves you a little dizzy when you get to the burpee box jumps. The burpee box jumps are obviously kind of an explosive movement, so hard to control your heart rate. So the first few step-ups after the burpee box jumps are really the hardest part of this one. So really what it feels like is pretty straightforward. I love workouts like these where there's no thinking, there's no strategy involved. You go unbroken, you go unbroken, and you go unbroken. And you can vary your speed of the step-ups just depending on how you feel. But having more than a minute or about a minute at the step-ups, I kind of play games in my head, so I kind of just put myself acting like I was on a trail hiking up a mountain, and no matter what, I had to keep taking a step forward. No, it didn't matter if I was going fast or slow. My goal was just to always be moving, always be taking that step. So running through this, there's no strategy, so mainly the strategy is just use today's workout to focus on the technique, and there's techniques for all 3 of these things we can really focus on. With the push presses, a good thing to make sure you're doing, and you might see it on my video, I'm giving it a little bit of a pause overhead every time I felt like I was slightly out of position. So this is for intensity and technique. This isn't a benchmark workout where we're taking a score. So for that reason, whenever I had a goofy rep, I tried to hang out there, get balance, make sure everything was nice and tight. And if I wasn't able to do that in a way that I was happy with, I was trying to fix it on the very next rep. So high focus of technique on the push press. It's at a heavy enough weight where stuff is going to break down when you're that out of breath, but it's also light enough where you can battle and you can fight for these positions. So make sure you're using something around that 65% number and you're not going too heavy. That way we're getting the appropriate number of reps here. Then burpee box jumps. What we see all the time is on the burpee, people are using so much upper body strength to get up. So remember, we want to use that skill of the arch and snap to get up out of the burpee. And then whenever we're jumping, we always want to take advantage of our arms. So the fastest burpee jump is just jamming the elbows up. You'll probably notice that in my workout video that's going on probably somewhere in this area right now. As I come up, and instead of doing this stop and big arm swing, as I come up, I just drive my elbows to take advantage of that momentum, and that helps me pop up. If I was really tired, I would come up, I would take my time and get a big swing and jump. So what I recommend you doing is not really worrying too much about how high the box is. You'll want it to be kind of on the lower side because the step-ups anyway. And do a height where you can kind of work on that elbow drive. But even if you're not going to do the elbow drive, make sure you're getting those arms involved in your jump. Then the step-ups, I've got a video out about whether you should be using the corner or not, so you can check out that and kind of make your determination for you. But the main thing is every time I caught myself doing something weird, like jamming my hip way around or getting on the ground and really leaning, I really just tried to hone in on not doing workarounds, and even if it's a little harder physically, trying to stay in those good ranges. So it's a bunch of step-ups. I think total 7 times almost minute and a half rounds. It's like 10 minutes of step-ups. So I definitely had periods of losing focus, thinking of other things, but every time I caught myself doing something goofy, I tried to improve. So this is a great workout to work technique, and really pay attention, and let's hone in on these exercises. This should be unbroken, and just steady, consistent. So It's a good one. You're gonna have to warm up everything. Overhead, you're gonna have to warm up the hips, you're gonna have to warm up the ankles. Everything has to get warmed up. It's a long, slow one with explosive. We got explosive heavy, we got explosive body weight, and then we just got a nice, steady burner. So what it feels like, again, the push presses, they're heavy. So don't be too surprised at how heavy they feel, just make them look good. Burpee box jumps, they make you explode, and usually for me, it was like the first 5 to 10 step-ups in here felt the worst, and then my legs kind of came back under me. I think I was getting 20 to 25 step-ups on every round, just to kind of give you perspective on how many to expect here. But enjoy this one. I had a lot of fun. Work that technique, practice it in the warm-up so you can tie it in the workout. Talk to y'all soon.